When people say cheese glut, you may think it has to do with eating too much of it, but American dairy farmers are facing an actual oversupply of the product, adding up to billions of pounds of cheese. Joining us from our Chicago bureau is Wall Street reporter Kelsey G. Hi, Kelsey. I have to say, cheese lover that I am, this doesn't sound too bad to me, but how big of a cheese glut are we talking about?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people agree with you. So we're facing this year something like 11.8 billion pounds of cheese that are going to be produced, and that's from really just record production of milk that we have among America's dairy farmers.
Okay, so that's even more cheese than I can eat, and that's in addition to cheese that's already in storage. Is that right? How much cheese is already in storage?
So you're right. We have 1.19 billion pounds in storage right now, which is reflective of the fact that even though Americans eat a lot of cheese, something like 36 pounds a year, we're still not chewing through all of that fast enough, which relegates a lot of that to cold storage warehouses.
So why has that happened this year? Why the oversupply now? I mean, don't dairy farmers know how much is being sold and compensate?
Well, so it's a combination of a couple of factors. If you remember back to 2011, 2012, America's Farm Belt was in serious drought. What that did was drive up the prices of feed, of corn, which made it really difficult for dairy farmers, for livestock producers of beef, of pork, to make very much money. And so what they did was cut back on supplies, which sent the prices of meat and dairy to all-time record highs. Those record high prices in 2013 and 2014, that's what set the signal to these farmers to expand their production. At the same time, we've been seeing really explosive demand for U.S. exports of beef and pork and cheese and butter in a way that we hadn't seen in the past. So as the U.S. dollar has strengthened against some of our export partners, that's really backed up a lot of supplies back in the U.S. at the same time that we've seen this explosion in production.
So this cheese can't be sold abroad then, because that was my next question, if they could expand to other markets, but it's too expensive.
Well, it's not too expensive for some buyers, but for many, yes, which is why we've seen this backlog in the U.S. And we've seen warehouse producers actually create more cold storage just to fill up more space because their current warehouses are full.
Okay, so finally, what's going to happen to all of this cheese? I mean, it's perishable. Does it get thrown out? Does it get donated?
Yeah, that's a great point. Cheese and meat are very different from grain, which can sit in bins for years. What will happen is, in order to clear this product, you'll just see much cheaper cheese and meat at the grocery store, most likely, in the months ahead.
All right, so I guess I will continue my cheese binge. Kelsey, thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much.